keep doing this to myself. When will I finally, finally have the urge to just let go? Especially with my YouTube channel back. I literally just cannot let go of watching this crap, despite the fact that it's just so skippable. Oh gosh, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I am up here live for my live review of Smackdown from the April 10th, 2020 edition of Smackdown. Once again, at the Performance Center, the Fallout show from WrestleMania 36. And I wouldn't say this show was, insulting. I wouldn't say there was too many things I hated. Well, there is one segment I'm gonna rip it up to shreds for sure. It involves a person to my right. I can't say I hate it completely. It was just either awful, again, not completely the person to my right's fault, but it involved the person on the right. But it was, everything else just was what it was. There was nothing I'm going to remember about this. We have a feud beginning that I actually wanted to see quite a while ago, but now I don't care. I do not care, unfortunately. And yet, even though I continue to come up here and say I do not care, I continue to watch this garbage. Seriously, I was hoping WWE would just do this week's shows, do the fallout from WrestleMania, and take a break. Send the wrestlers home, allow them to recharge, physically and mentally, come back in like a month or two. Hopefully when this pandemic starts to slow down, maybe we can slowly start letting fans ease back in. I don't know now, because of course up here in PA they have now officially announced that that all schools are closed for the remainder of the school year. But why? Why? Why is this show continuing on? WrestleMania, alright, I'll forgive, because it was alright. It wasn't the best show in the world, but to me, it did its best. It just didn't quite work with the crowd, and it could have been a better show for sure if it had a crowd. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll get into the show. I actually didn't get to watch the first half hour. The only thing that I actually did go back and watch was the opening segment with Braun Strowman. Everything else that was there, I didn't even bother checking out. I first turned it on between the match with Dolph Ziggler and Tucker. But let's talk about the show really quick. First, to check the live chat, see how we are. And what's up, Mark? I'm not doing too bad. Hang in there. How about yourself? Hey, Lauren. Tyler skipped SmackDown. Good idea. What's up, Dakota? Good to have you back, buddy. No, Laura. What's up? Marcus, I can't believe we're getting the New Day versus the Usos versus the Miz and Morrison again. Can we please get another tag team instead? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's true. I mean, I know they're doing, the other opponents, but once again, yes, they're awesome tag teams. And I do like Miz and Morrison's song that they've made up, and I am digging them, but is this just going to be one of those, we'll save it to when we get there. But yeah, once again, repetition, because nothing else can be new. We got Robbie. Hey, Mike, looks like even Johnny Gargano knows to wear a cup, but poor AJ Styles. Well, that's because I'm pretty sure Triple H said, well, Johnny, it would be wise if you wore a cup. Vince is like, ha ha ha, no, just keep getting knocked in the balls. It's my favorite thing. And Nakamura's reaction is just hilarious. I love it. And I know the fans may not, but as long as I love it, that's all that matters. It is awesome. Yeah, your XFL, despite the fact that the pandemic got canceled yet again. But boy, who knows? Mark says, looks like we're getting Braun versus The Fiend at Money in the Bank. Which, I actually, if it was maybe a year or two ago, would have been digging the match. Not really digging as much now, because I'm not digging Braun Strowman as champion. And we'll talk about why in a second, even though I kind of talked about it in my WrestleMania review. Tyler's still home for AJ got the SmackDown. What exactly is Sasha going to turn on Bayley? Yeah, especially after what she did tonight. WWE is anarchy. Oh, for sure, because Vince, once again, cannot get over his damn ego. Dakota says, I heard this rumor that Jeff was rumored as the other person for Goldberg. I think he would have been better only because he can cut a promo. LOL. It looks like they are maybe pushing Jeff with the promos, right? Hopefully, I mean, he's coming back, kind of reintroducing him again, kind of firing him back up again. I've been alright with Jeff dethrowing Goldberg. And I'll talk about why I'm not a big fan of Strowman being Universal Champion right now. So let's get started into that. We'll talk about this show. I don't plan to be out here as long, but who knows? With you guys in the live chat, I usually am there longer, but you know what? That's fine, because those are the type of streams that I enjoy. I think those are the ones that I get my energy up, for sure. Again, there's a lot going on right now, guys, but let's do this. So, we open up the show with the new Universal Champion, Braun Strowman. He gets in the ring, gets on the mic, and says, when opportunity knocks on the door, you answer it. But he did more than answer it. He knocked it off its hinges. He took everything Goldberg had to dish out. Spear after spear after spear after spear after spear, but he refused to stay down. Yet you couldn't stay down whenever Sami Zayn hit you with one haluva kick after barely taking a beat down that you've taken much worse before. That sells it right? Yeah. He got back up and put Goldberg down for good, and now he's the new Universal Champion. And to have it at WrestleMania, it's the greatest moment of my career. Enter Shinsuke Nakamura. He gets in the ring, and Braun asks, what do you want? The answer is, knock knock. He explains how knock knock jokes work briefly before saying he's knocking on Strowman's doors, since Strowman's talking about opportunity. He talks about his WrestleMania moment, but the last time they met, he and his boys beat him. Yeah, I know, don't remind me. Braun tells him to cut the crap and let him enjoy his night. Oh, don't knock on my door, let me enjoy my night! Nakamura tells him to be careful what you wish for, and he recites an old Japanese proverb before translating, the weak are meat and the strong eat. Braun then offers up his own proverb, later tonight, you're gonna get these hands. And of course, he turns around, Cesaro's there, Sami Zayn was not there, I guess he's been quarantined back in Canada, I'm not too sure, but he wasn't there. So Sami, or who knows where he was. So Braun knocks Cesaro over the ropes, but then Nakamura kicks him out in the head and rolls out of the ring. So yeah, here's the thing though. Once again, first off, okay, they would have had Braun Strowman replacing Roman. At least tell a story. But no, it was just, oh, by the way, right now we're gonna have Braun Strowman take on Goldberg for the Universal Championship. Why? To me, this is all just okay, Braun, now you're finally good enough, because we have nobody else, you can be Universal Champion. How would you feel? How exactly would you feel after all the crappy booking you've gotten? You've lost to Brock Lesnar twice, one-on-one, several times in multi-man matches. You weren't even, other time you get a Universal title opportunity, like to Seth Rollins, you lose. You were tag team champions with a 10-year-old kid, and then you finally won the Intercontinental Championship just to be booked in a random last-minute 3-on-1 handicap match and lose it. And originally have no plans at all for WrestleMania, but then the moment Roman Reigns gets hurt, okay, Braun, you're good enough. Braun is just a transitional champion. And that's why I do not care. There was no story behind him being champion. Two, I'm sure a lot of the fans have turned on him because of his recent remarks he made on Twitter towards those Indies wrestlers. I mean, I heard he apparently is sorry for it, but he hasn't come with a public apology yet. But once again, it's too late. If this was like 2 years ago, maybe, yeah, of course, I'd be digging it. But it's too late. Who cares about Braun Strowman now? I'm sorry to say, but who cares when he did the same exact booking over and over again to finally, when you have nothing else left, you have him literally take one haluva kick on a suplex, and that's enough for Braun Strowman to be put down? Really? And then once again, when there's no other options, okay, Braun, now you're good enough. I'd be pissed if I was Braun Strowman, because I know this title reign's not going to last. In fact, I'm hoping Bray Wyatt does take the title back off, because that's who the title should be on right now. Should have never lost it to begin with. That Firefly Funhouse match could have been for the Universal Championship, I keep saying. It could have been Braun Strowman and John Cena. I mean, not Braun Strowman, John Cena. Bray Wyatt and John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match for Bray Wyatt to avenge his loss, or for John Cena to win his 17th World Championship. The simple story, but nope, they had to screw it up and make things overcomplicated once again, and then go completely out the window because Roman Reigns refused to wrestle WrestleMania, and he's not going to be wrestling until this pandemic ends, which, once again, Roman, respect your decision for sure, man. I hope you stay healthy for sure, and I hope nothing happens to you. But, of course, Vince McMahon is going to cry about, Roman's not getting on WrestleMania moment, that coronation is getting... Shut up, Vince. Your XFL failed again. Anyway, so again, that's why I can't take Strowman seriously as Universal Champion, because once again, it's too late, and he's only doing it because there's nobody else. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. He is booked poorly, and then when all of a sudden, okay, if nobody else, so Braun, you're good enough now. Sorry, I don't care. I didn't watch this match, but apparently we had a rematch between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross taking on the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag titles, and all I know is that Alexa and Nikki retained the titles with a Fisherman's Neck Breaker from Cross onto Kairi Sane. Notice how Kairi Sane keeps taking the pins in the Kabuki Warriors loss? Yeah, Vince is not a fan of Kairi Sane at all. I can tell you that. I can tell you that right now. Vince is not a fan of Kairi Sane. Even when they had the tag titles, Asuka stood out big time. Kairi, unfortunately, doesn't really look that strong to me. I'm sorry. I really don't think that's the case. But, who knows? So who the hell knows? Anyways, so we got that. Then Elias apparently had a little rock star concert. Got thrown out the balcony. He then sings how he put an end to Baron Corbin at WrestleMania, even though he pulled on the tights. I'm surprised we didn't have, even though maybe he wasn't there for the show, who knows. We didn't have Baron Corbin crying, going, "What's the big old meanie? He pulled on my tights. He gave me a wedgie. I want a rematch." I'm surprised we didn't get that tonight, but... And he set his sights now on Money in the Bank, which should be canceled. Keep saying it should be, but it's not. Vince will not do it. Vince will take the police, drag him away, kicking and screaming like a little baby. No, you can't cancel a Vince McMahon champion. It's the WWE. There's nothing better in the world than the WWE. My personal playground. I was shaking back and forth so hard I almost fell on my chair. But we got that. Then we get a rematch of what happened with Dolph Ziggler and Otis at WrestleMania. Once again, jealous of you for sure, Otis, but happy for you at the same time. But damn it, why couldn't that be me? Anyways, so Dolph and Sonya storms out the commentary, screaming at about saying that footage was rigged, and that they'll find out who did that, and that all they want to do is talk to Sonya's best friend, Mandy Rose, and get this straight and clear. Which apparently we got advertised. We will get that next week. But instead, we've got... Fix my chair. We've got Tucker come out. Obviously, last week, the way Dolph beat him down is unfinished business. He comes out and says that, first he's showing pictures of Dolph, which, okay, I'm sure Dolph and Sonya are not phased. Like, yeah, nice try, basically. Showing how much fun, Otis is doing what he likes to do. Working out, so does Mandy, and Otis is eating bananas. So he says, yes, Otis and Mandy are busy. Busy, alright. Busy with what? Just kidding. Once again, jealousy. Jealous. Once again, Otis, you lucky son of a gun. Anyways, Tucker says, but we have unfinished business. So we have a match with with Tucker and Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler wins. I'm not sure about that. 50-50 booking. That usual crap. Let me see here. We then have the dirt sheets with Miz and Morrison. Hey, ho ho, Miz and Morrison. Hey, ho ho. They talk about retaining the tag titles at the most talked about. Does WWE really seriously find any little way to make something like their show was the greatest of all time? I'm pretty sure WrestleMania this year was not the most talked about WrestleMania of all time. Oh, let's look for some little word. This was the best thing ever. Once again, WWE, Vince McMahon, get over your ego, you unhumbled sons of... Stop. Anyways, so Miz and Morrison talk about how they won, and they're going to perform their Hey Hey song live, which they did. I thought was pretty good. But then out come the Usos, go, whoa! Whoa! They're trying to drive a wedge between Miz and Morrison, seeing as how Morrison had defended titles by himself, but the champs see the wedge and refuse to be split. Miz still isn't clear, so they go to leave. Out comes a New Day, saying that WrestleMania didn't go as planned, and since one guy competed for the titles, the other guy should get to compete for those lickable, kissable titles as well. It's like, okay, Biggie, a little bit awkward there. But Kofi says they've consulted with everybody from WWE officials to Freddie Prinze Jr. They've confirmed that next week is going to be The Miz versus Jey Uso versus Big E in a triple threat match. Alright, like, what are they going to do? Like, take the titles off of them here, just to kind of prove that Miz is the weak link? Like we've seen this story how many times? Involved with any... Here's the only thing I don't like about Miz being a heel again. They're doing... One, I still thought the transition wasn't quite there yet for Miz going back to being heel, because once again, it was not his fault. WWE just misused his babyface character. He actually had something as a babyface this time. I still believe that. This is my opinion. But two, like, how many times are you going to get this? Miz being the weak link in all of his stables. Like, are you going to tell that story again? Like, come on. And two, like I said before, why is it always the New Day Usos? Love those guys, but is that really all the tag teams you have on SmackDown? Heavy Machinery could use a tag title opportunity. I mean, if you want to get like Ziggler and Roode involved, then fine. I actually don't mind them as a tag team. They're actually doing something at least. If Roode's allowed to be here since he's from Canada, who knows? But again, like everything's the same. It's all the same old crap all the time. It's all right. It's not awful, but it gets boring after a while because we've seen it out many times. Hey, oh ho. Anyways, so we're getting that next week. Then we have a main roster debut from NXT. Guess who it was? Now, that was the Undisputed Era. Obviously, they're not done down there yet. They have unfinished business. No, it's not the Velveteen Dream. It was not Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa. Again, Tommaso Ciampa, even though he lost, said months ago he would not go up to the main roster. If he did, he'd retire. And I don't blame him, because he would probably be booked horribly on the main roster. And I agree for sure. The Forgotten Sons. The Forgotten Sons are on the main roster. Do you care? I mean, I thought their best run was when they were runners-up in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic last year. Still don't dig them that much. It was kind of like... Who was it? Like when Lacey Evans got called up last year. Wasn't feeling main roster for her. Wasn't feeling main roster for the Forgotten Sons either. Yes, Wesley Blake's been down there for how freaking long? Because he tag teamed with Murphy like 6 years ago, but do you care? Not really. And I still don't really dig Jackson Riker. They took on the Lucha House Party, where's Kalisto? I mean, I remember 10 months ago, there was a tweet on Twitter that speculated he may be leaving WWE when his contract expires in April. So, did Kalisto go bye-bye with the Revival? I mean, I looked reports, I didn't see anything, but yeah, Kalisto for some reason was not there. Unless he's stuck back in Mexico because of the pandemic. I'm not sure, but the Forgotten Sons squashed the Lucha House Party, and they're on SmackDown now. Whatever. Backstage, Carmella and Dana Brooke are like, oh, we weren't on WrestleMania at all. Dana was sick, and I think Carmella was sick too because her and Corey had the coronavirus. Apparently, Carmella and Corey Graves live about 10 minutes from one of my friends. No joke. He told me that the other week when he told me that Graves and Carmella had the virus. But they were like, oh, we were not on WrestleMania. We'd like a shot at your tag titles. And Nikki Cross accepted the challenge over Alexa Bliss's orders. So once again, I hate the whole, if you want an opportunity, All you have to do is ask, because opportunities should be earned. Once again, that statement, we're not the authority, you are. And title opportunities have to be earned. No rematches or whatsoever. That was all thrown out the door, not even a second later. Because it makes no freaking sense. So at some point, I'm not sure when it's going to be, because I thought it was probably getting this next week, but apparently not, because next week, Dana Brooke is having Naomi in the first qualifying match for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And they're also getting Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, which could be a good match as well. But once again, that pay-per-view should be canceled. We should be not having any shows for the next month or two until this starts to settle down. Give the wrestlers a break, because these shows are going to suck. And here's the thing. Once we come back, if these shows are continuing on, nobody's going to care about this. Nobody. I'm sorry. You're losing fans now. How are you going to come back once the show returns? How? Let's check the live chat, see what we got going on here. Let me see here. Let me see, where were we at? Why is this ego Vince? WWE top 10 list soon. Again, I'll try this sometime, not sure yet. Sammy has Enzo go away heat, we do. What about Edge versus Seth Rollins? I again personally agree with that, Dakota, because again, they have history. Think back to that final Raw of 2014, whenever Rollins threatened to break Edge's neck to bring back the Authority. I want to see that. I do want to see that match. Bayley is a boring champion, Tyler says, and I don't blame her for thinking that, because once again, she has no depth in this division, and now she's a heel turn was needed, yes, but she's not being booked well at all. Yes, Braun Strowman again, as Robbie dubbed him in one of our end of the year, I think it was our 2018 end of the year award videos, how Braun Strowman went from being the monster among men to the freaking babysitter among men. And in honest terms, I gotta say, the crybaby among men. Because anytime Braun Strowman loses the match, he's the babyface, right? Yet he comes out the next day crying and just starts trying to go, I'm in a bad mood because I lost. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to take you seriously then. Again, they ruined his character, so why should I care he's Universal Champion right now? Why should I care he's wearing the blue belt? Let me see here. Braun definitely should have been Universal Champion at Hell in a Cell in 2018. Yeah. Also, not turn him heel at that time either. If WWE actually put effort to do something fresh and different, they would have had Roman beat Strowman for the title on SmackDown, and then build to Roman versus Jeff Hardy or The Fiend at SummerSlam. There we go. And again, yes, I don't know if I would have been a fan of Roman Reigns being The Fiend at WrestleMania, but again, at least there's history between there. Braun Strowman, here's the thing also, and I'll say this also too, I predicted in my WrestleMania card predictions, we would see Braun Strowman and Goldberg for the Intercontinental Champion when Braun Strowman was Intercontinental Champion. You know, Braun would have gotten a win, whatnot, kind of help build him up as champion, but once again, they just threw together with no storyline. Once again, it's like, okay, now you're good enough for this. Like I said, I didn't care for it. Are they actually trying to break up Heavy Machinery? Please say it isn't so, because I find it weird that, again, Otis wasn't at ringside for Tucker's match. They kind of filled in, again, with this promo with the fact that they're busy and whatnot, but yeah, again, I find that weird. Again, Heavy Machinery should not be breaking up anytime soon. Also, what's the point of this women's tag team division? They're teasing the breakup already with Nikki Cross and not Nikki Cross, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Too many blondes getting them mixed up. They broke up Fire and Desire. They're teasing a breakup with Bayley and Sasha. Where the hell are all these tag teams? Again, get rid of those stupid women's tag titles. There's no depth. None whatsoever. Watch Forgotten Sons not be used right on the main roster. Oh, I don't see it. Rematch City, yes. Robbie's Mike, I don't know if you saw the Brawl for All episode of Dark Side of the Ring, but Jim Ross confirmed it. All piss, fart, and puke jokes tickle Vince's fantasy. Of course. Because it all depends on what was funny to Vince. Even, of course, making fun of JR as well. Yeah. The guy made fun of his colonoscopy. What a jerk. Seriously, what a jerk. What do you think about this celebrated 25th anniversary Triple H supposed to happen in 2 weeks? I'm fine with it. only tag teams on SmackDown. Do you think Jeff could be champ one last time? The best match at WrestleMania is probably Taker versus Styles. I wouldn't mind seeing Jeff being world champion one more time. Seriously, I wouldn't. Heck, I actually wouldn't mind seeing a feud with Jeff Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I think they could put, with this new persona for Bray Wyatt, I think it could be a really good feud for SummerSlam. Maybe, who knows? I actually would think that'd be a good match. It was good to see Corey Graves, Carmella, and Dana Brooke back for sure. Glad they're healthy. Revival are gone again. I will talk about that tomorrow. Vince is aligned. Yes, he is. Money Bank needs to be canceled. # get rid of the women's tag titles. I feel bad for JBL to lose in the brawl for all. True, but again, I'm still not really the biggest fan of JBL. But once again, if you are Tyler, completely fine, man. Thank you for stopping the live chat, guys. Let's continue to move on here and talk about. Oh gosh! All right, here's the biggest segment I'm gonna rip apart. I'm gonna rip apart this so much because this makes absolutely no sense. Zippo sense at all whatsoever. So out comes Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley says 3 weeks ago they were standing in this very ring when Paige tried to ruin her WrestleMania and their friendship with an elimination match, but she didn't. So anyone that thinks they can touch her, well, ding dong, you can't because she's beaten everyone. This cliche ding dong. You notice the stuff Bayley has to say in these promos? Because why? She's scripted? And scripted promos drive me insane. I can tell when things are scripted and when things are from the heart. Yeah, that's right. Even though he was not supposed to have a heart, but still, when they're actually being them freaking selves. Just to say, though, in her humble opinion, her greatest moment yet was defying all the odds at WrestleMania. And how did she do that? Because she's the best. No, they're the best. Her and Sasha. Because they're the ultimate role models, and if you think their friendship was going to get ruined like that, they've got 2 simple words for you. Which, once again, I'm saying, here's what I don't like. Whenever they say, oh, you think our friendship is going to be ruined, or like, it's just me, or once again, either they ruin surprises, or they just constantly say, yeah, you can visually see that there's going to be tensions eventually and a fallout between Bayley and Sasha if they actually book it right, not like they did 2 years ago when they freaking screwed it up. And sorry, but whenever they are about to do it, it's like, oh, they could break up. They're actually saying it in their promos. Doesn't that bother you? How many times did they tease Dean Ambrose turning on the Shield whenever Dean Ambrose came back from his injury? I am actually very surprised Ambrose did not talk about that in his in the Talking is Jericho podcast. How can you know? He talked about overproducing, but it's okay, you don't have to constantly tell us every single week that a breakup is happening. That just ruins it. It's okay, just after a while, it's just break them up already. Just break them up already. Because that's what you're always telling me you're going to do. Because once again, they just ruin everything. Anyways, but this is not the reason why I'm pissed off about this segment. But anyways, the 2 words are, Sasha Banks says, screw you. Nobody from the past, present, or future can touch him. So I'm thinking, oh, we're getting a nice surprise here. And I'm not going to lie, with the segments they've been talking, and of course with Edge returning, I was slightly getting my hopes up. Maybe Paige is coming back. Just maybe Paige will come back. Or maybe Mickie James. Mickie James, yes, will come back. I'm hoping so. Instead, who do we get? Somebody who was in the Fatal 5-Way, and somebody who hasn't even wrestled a damn match in almost a whole year, except for the Rumble and WrestleMania last night. Tamina. Tamina comes out. And all I can think back is, okay, don't you dare cut another shove for you sound end up like Ellsworth's promo whenever she copied exactly what Charlotte said. So obviously Sasha and Bayley act like the cowards, oh, hi Tamina, I hope you're doing good. Your hair smells good. Everything on you is great. But you had a great performance at WrestleMania. Tamina takes a microphone and said, nobody beat me at WrestleMania. It took all 4 to eliminate her. Okay, nobody beats you, but you were the first one eliminated. It took all four of you to eliminate me. So that means you were beat. You were beat at WrestleMania. You were beat. But in your eyes, nobody single-handedly beat me. You were beat. Listen to the rules of the match. You were beat. So now I want to go one-on-one with you, Bayley, because you probably can't beat me. Everybody beat you. You're never here. You get injured all the time. You're very unappealing in the ring. I'm sorry. Your wrestling ability is nothing that phases me at all whatsoever. Your microphone skills are horrible. I'm sorry. Why are you doing this? And then Bayley goes, ha ha ha, fine. I'll give the opportunity as long as you can beat Sasha first. So that's all of us like, okay, here we go. Obviously, Bayley's getting to her head like, oh, Sasha's doing everything for me now. And Sasha's going to be like, heck no, I'm not. Pow, and punch her in the face. It's telegraphed all the way. And once again, why are we doing Bayley and Tamina for Money in the Bank? Who wants to see that match? Seriously, who wants to see this match? And who... It wasn't even confirmed on Smackdown, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be... Who in God's name wants to see Tamina Snuka as a babyface right now? Not me. I'm sure not most of you. I'm sorry. No! This made no sense! Nobody beat me at WrestleMania! You were defeated! All four people took you down! I don't get it. Makes no sense. It's not... I'm sorry. I don't care. I can't take it. I can't take Tamina. I'm sorry. But we're probably getting Tamina and Bayley at Money in the Bank. The show that Vince refuses to cancel. Who the heck cares? Anyways, we didn't have hype. We got some type of a retrospect of Jeff Hardy's career, part one. Again, they obviously are trying to build him up again with him coming back full time. Sheamus squashed somebody named Cal Bloom. He starts intimidating the commentators, but doesn't do anything afterwards, which is weird. So I'm not sure what he's up to, but he squashes Cal Bloom. Then we hype up next week's show again, including the two qualifying matches. For the men, it's Bryan and Cesaro, and then the other one, it's Dana Brooke and Naomi. Then we get our main event, Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura, with Cesaro in Nakamura's corner. Again, no Sami Zayn. Match is actually kind of decent. Braun Strowman won. Afterwards, though, we get a Firefly Funhouse segment. Yeah! So we have Bray Wyatt having a whiteboard that says the history of Bray Wyatt and John Cena. And then he says, yes, he has written on it and says he has to rewrite a little history. He then erases the word history and puts history again in all capital letters. And then we get a quick recap of the match at WrestleMania. So obviously saying that, he rewrote history and he vanquished John Cena. And you literally can't see John Cena right now. And then Bray's like, oh, Braun! Hey, buddy, how are you today? You talk about how he created Strowman and all the puppet pals chime and about how stinky he is and how awful Strowman of a human being is because Braun Strowman left them. And but then Rambling Rab's the one who thinks that Braun's a good guy. But then Bray's like, shh, shut up. He says, but I will forgive you, Braun, for leaving me if all you do is apologize. You will apologize, Braun. I'm sorry. You will apologize, Braun, and you will like it. But then Braun's just like, no, I'm not playing these games, Bray. But then Bray gets serious. He's like, you're too focused on getting these hands rather than learning these manners. So now your next lesson is going to be about sharing. You got something, Braun, that I want back. Oh, finally, Bray. You're acknowledging the fact that you no longer have the Universal Championship. Why? Because Goldberg is gone. So now it's okay to acknowledge it again. Oh, by the way, you have something I want back. So, he then says, as one circle closes, another one begins. And since he brought Strowman into this world, he has to take him out. Bye! Bye, Braun! But Braun's like, no. Hang on. Wait a minute. Before you go, I want you to know, Bray, anytime you want it, I'm ready to let him in. And then Bray leans into the camera in a real serious manner, just stares him down, so serious, and Braun disturbs and goes, bye! And starts walking away. That Bray says goodbye. And that's how we went off the show. So, if this was a couple years ago, I'd be really hyped for this match. Because I actually have always wanted to see a match with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. But I'm not as excited again because, I mean, they're obviously going to put the title back on Bray. Unless, I just, which I'd rather have the title on Bray, but to me it's like, it doesn't feel special. Like, I'm pretty sure Braun's drop it. Again, Braun was just a paper champion. They couldn't just do the right thing, make everything right again, and have Bray Wyatt and John Cena's match be for the number one contendership for the Universal Championship, and Bray Wyatt gets his win back on Goldberg. But nope, can't happen, so now we're going to do Bray and Strowman. Which, again, could be good if I actually cared, but unfortunately I don't. Well, I care a little bit, but not as much as I would a few years ago. So we're getting Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for Universal Championship at Money in the Bank. If WWE still goes through it, which they will, trust me. But that's going to do it, guys. That's my live review for SmackDown. Again, the thing that I hated most, again, was that segment with Tamina. That I hated. Everything else was what it was. So I give this show a C-. That's what I'm giving SmackDown this week, a C-. Let me see what we got here in the live chat. Tyler thinks Corey's a bad commentator, which, he's a suck-up. Yes, I agree for sure. What's the point of all the women's tag team titles if they are teasing a breakup with all these teams? Yes, exactly, like I said before. There is no teams. At least no Lacey again. True, but honestly at this point, I'd rather have Lacey than Tamina. Even though she's not medically cleared, I would love to have seen Ember Moon come back and challenge Bayley. Yes! They had a match at SummerSlam, which was alright. The problem was nobody cared about it, unfortunately, but that definitely would be a good match. But I don't think Ember's going to be cleared until the end of the year. I don't know when Ember's coming back. Mark gave SmackDown a D. Tyler's not giving them a grade. For Tyler, it's a dud. I don't blame him because he didn't watch the show. But, yep, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching my review of SmackDown. Again, I gave SmackDown a C-. I did my NXT and AEW reviews earlier today. Make sure to check them out as well. I'm going to try at some point tomorrow to do a video on the Revival's being released, because of course, even though it's Easter weekend, we're still trying to do the best we can, my parents and I, to still do some of our Easter traditions we would normally do, with just the three of us for sure. But I'm going off the air tonight, and I just want to sit back, just relax, watch some other stuff, or play some other games I haven't played for a few weeks. And as y'all know, again, it's been a rough week, but for those of you who do know, again, I'm sorry I keep going on about it. Again, my uncle passed away last Saturday. We had a private funeral viewing for him on Wednesday. It's definitely been a tough week, but I do appreciate all the support I've gotten through this rough time, and of course I continue to pray for all you guys out there as well. I know again it's a tough time for sure with the virus and everything. We will get through this though, guys. There is hope for sure for all of us with this virus. And I do hope that, even though I know Vince is not going to make the right decision to keep these shows going and then allow us to not miss this and have us come back and just have everything just watered down for sure. But I do look forward to, getting those crowds back, because this is still something I enjoy. And I guess that's why it's hard for me to stop watching these shows. I mean, yes, if I didn't watch SmackDown tonight, I would not have missed a thing. But, maybe I'll still try to do a Money in the Bank predicted card sometime. Again, I do want to try to bring back a top 10. Again, the problem again with top 10s is once things get back to normal again, I'll be going back to work. And again, I'm working 40 hours a week now. And then also because I make fancier graphics, that takes a little bit of time too. So I want to get something back. But again, as always, guys, I do appreciate your stuff in the live chat. I think that also helps me get my energy back as well. So, yeah. So, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I'm going to, go off the air. Just sit back and relax the rest of the night. Enjoy the rest of my night to end this crazy and rough week. But once again, things will get better, guys. What are your thoughts on SmackDown, guys? Be sure to leave a comment section. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Also, check out my WrestleMania Experience documentary found in the description box down below as well. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBonnie3. And guys, I will see you next time in my next video, whenever this may be. Love you guys. Peace out. I'll see you all later. Good night, everybody.
No